And the Clippers looking good as they came into the arena before the game. Important to make a splash in hostile territory. And coming to you today from Portland, Oregon, on the banks of the beautiful... Looking now at the lineups for both teams tonight, some names out of action.
And with both teams at less than full strength, we'll have to see which side is able to remain more effective.
Here are the five for the Clippers. Rajon Rondo is out there with Paul George. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. Then it's Ivica Zubac. And it's Batum in at the 4 spot. And for Portland, the high-powered backcourt pair, Lillard and McCollum. Nurkic is out there with Robert Covington. And it's Powell in at the 3, the small forward. So the Portland Trailblazers able to put the first points up on the board. George passes to Zubac. A floater. And it's Portland with the rebound.
And one thing that I don't think Dame Lillard gets enough recognition for, he's an absolutely fantastic leader for this team. The exact kind of captain you would want.
Dame Lillard doesn't do anything with regards to making excuses for some of the reasons why the team may come up short. All he's concerned with is how can we get better. That's the kind of leader you can get behind. Yeah, I think the scouting report says you got to chase him off the three-point line. Not a good job defensively there, but a great job by Lillard to knock it down.
Now, here's Zubac. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
I'll tell you what, he earned his money on that foul.
The Clippers shooting their first free throws of the game on this trip to the line.
And look back a season ago. They did a solid job at the line, about 79% of their free throws.
The Trailblazers have gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. Lillard, the pass to Nurkic. It's McCollum on the wing. Dishes it to Powell. Portland moving the ball around. Here's Lillard. Portland keeps it going. A new 14-second shot clock. It's Covington on the wing. Stolen by George. And pushing it up. Here's Los Angeles. George has got the ball. Fast break. Here come the Trailblazers. That's a 2 from Lillard. The putback. There's Nurkic putting it right back in.
And Nurkic does a great job just keeping the motor running.
And George here with that was something else.
Paul George dunk contest, he's maybe a little older, but I love to see him get up.
Lillard outside. It's Covington on the wing. Back to Powell. Here's Lillard. Again, the miss by Lillard.
Is it getting cold in here? This is a tough one. Crucial that he starts to work a little harder for a higher percentage shot.
Oh, big finish. Emphatic.
He hangs on the rim just for good measure. Wow. Here's Lillard after the basket by Los Angeles. Inside. Well, the superstar players always get the headlines, but you need more great role players, it seems, as you look at the history of champions, to win. So that being said, Greg, what kind of role players do you look for?
You know, Kevin, it starts on your best player, and I think you go from there. Obviously, in today's game, spot-up shooting is critically important. And then you got to factor in versatility. You need guys that can guard multiple positions, that give you some rim protection, but obviously that can also shoot the basketball. And I think it's critical having that instant offense guy coming off the bench as well to when your team's in a bit of a funk, somebody you can trust to kind of light a fire.
Good point. They grab their own miss, and Kanter throws it down.
Like when his motor is running and he's playing with high levels of energy, Kanter is a monster on the offensive glass.
Jackson passes to Oturu. Offensive rebound. They shoot again, and it's blocked. And they get it back. Chalk up 2 there. And we're just over 3.5 minutes into the first quarter. McCollum against Kennard. Anthony in the corner. Pass to McCollum. Down low. And Kanter throws it down.
I know CJ plays the 2-guard position alongside Lillard, but he does have point guard vision, and that's a great foul.
Here's Jackson. Got a hand on it, and he gets it back. Kennard on the wing. Second chance shot.
That's good footwork from the big man as Cantor aware defensively to get to that one.
And they pick up 2. Guys back and forth this first half.
And this could continue to go back and forth the entire way.
40 seconds left here in the opening quarter. The shot's good from Cantor.
Well, that's how you draw it up right there. A screen to shed the defense, a quick move to the bucket, and you get the lay-in.
It's Jackson with the drive. Nails the baby hook.
And with a quick first step, Jackson remains a threat to drive on any defender.
Kennard against McCollum. Oh, that's blocked. Cantor, and 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact.
Yeah, way to play in attack mode and get to the line.
For the Trailblazers, Robert Covington's checked in for Anthony. Little comes in for Norman Powell, and Damian Lillard subbed in for Anferny Simons.
The former Turkish star and 3rd overall pick in the 2011 draft, Cantor is still trying to become a dominant force at the NBA level.
And guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with their work down low.
With 4 seconds on the clock, and Damian Lillard with the jam.
Just straight quickness. Lillard showing off the effortless blow-by.
Kennard for 3, and he got that one up in time, but doesn't go in. It's been all about Enes Kanter for the Portland Trail. When Damian Lillard's in the flow, there is no stopping him.
I think in the past, anytime I got in.
Greg, this is why they say there's no substitute for experience.
And I agree. And, you know, sometimes guys need to learn to be more selfish at times. You also learn if it ain't broke, keep going with it. Ride the hot hand.
And getting going again here in the second quarter. Fairly close game so far. And taking a look at the Trailblazers' performance, what do you think they're doing or not doing?
Well, one way to generate more offense, pound the offensive glass. That was the difference in the first.
Keep plays alive with your activity. That's what it's about.
In a moment now to reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up for the second quarter of basketball. And the Clippers, looking at who they've got. They've got Patrick Patterson. Kennard is out there with Morris. Then there's Reggie Jackson, and it's man in at the 2. And Portland has possession. Paul George making his last shot.
We'll see if they can finally hold on to a lead. It's been back and forth all night.
Well, you can tell they really want to increase this lead. They can't keep letting them take it from them.
And oh, here we go. Covington's got it. The fast break chance. And pushing it up. Here's Los Angeles. George has got the ball. Rondo passes to Batum. Stolen away. Lillard attacking. And the shot goes down. Lillard's got 7.
Lillard aggressive in this game so far. Awesome at finding different ways to attack close to the rim.
Zubac trying to break loose.
Oh, just solid on the one-handed slam.
And guys, when it's a tight ball game like this, he's the guy they want with the ball. Lillard looking around. The 3. Wow, drew the contact in that 3. And yep, we thought we might see it. And the coach's challenge has been triggered on the personal foul call.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able now to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking, and the game continues on.
They throw good. Damian Lillard. Ray, can you really compare players from completely different eras? I mean, people love to talk about the greatest of all time.
You know, Kev, some players do transcend eras. There's no doubt about that. Wilt's a great example, and there are many others. But in reality, to your point, the style and the way in which the game was played was so different that it isn't fair. I mean, all you can be is the best of your generation, or one of the best, and I think that should stand no matter what the conversation is.
Like, there's no doubt in your mind Oscar Robertson could play in this era as well as he played when he played.
No doubt. Bill Russell, all those guys.
Yes,
They're truly
yes.
great ones. So much of your ability to perform at a high level is built around your confidence and your belief in your abilities. And those guys had it as much as anybody who's ever played the game.
Just 2 to shoot. Portland no good that time either. Clippers trail by 4. Here's George. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
Yeah, I think you got to be cautious when you guard Paul George. He's not afraid of the contact, and that time welcomed it.
And George drops them both.
You can tell he's feeling confident right now at the line, and when he's on, he can be lights out.
Lillard against George. Lillard attacking over to the left wing. Here's Nurkic, and finished off by Nurkic.
That's tremendous vision on the part of Lillard, just trying to lead the team right now from the point.
George against Lillard. That one's in there, and the Portland lead is cut down to just 2 points with the bucket from Paul George.
And not a great start for him in the first, but he's quickly starting to turn it around.
Nobody near Lillard. Sinks the three-pointer. Lillard's got 8 here in the quarter.
Solid in the first. Fantastic here in the second. He was just waiting for the moment.
And George, here we go. Nurkic with the block.
And Nurkic seeing an opportunity there to make the impact defensively with the block.
And the basket by Lillard.
But as he put his foot on the pedal here this quarter, he's doing a terrific job in terms of leading their offense.
Now, here is George. 10 points for him. Off on the layup. And here in the second quarter of action as we approach 4 minutes played. Passes it to Nurkic. Jones trying to get open.
And Nurkic around there, big and right on top of the cylinder.
Lillard against George. And George with the stuff.
He just powered that one down.
One of the game's top dunkers. Lillard against George. And now we've got the intentional foul.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
A platoon swap here for the Clippers. Here's Simons. Still looking for his first bucket in this one. Nurkic can't hit. Clippers trail by 7. The pass to Kennard. And the powerful one-handed slam.
And how about the setup? Man, Morris keeping his head up. Beautiful assist.
Here's McCollum. Trailblazers keep it alive. There's Nurkic putting it right back in. And the Trailblazers lead by 7.
That is really good work there on the offensive glass.
The shot and game clock separated by 4. Here's Oturu. Great D that time from Nurkic. Jones looking for an opening. Anthony right side. And here's McCollum for 3. That's in there. Anthony with the assist. And now a 10-point Trailblazer lead, and the first half is now in the books.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Greetings. Damian Lillard has been having a big night. He ended up with 15 points, 2 assists,
And happy you could join us. We've got 2 quarters left to go in regulation. We're seeing a tremendous game from Damian Lillard.
Yeah, and through the first 2 quarters, he has been the offense for this team.
Yeah, he's shouldering the load right now and looking really comfortable while he's doing it.
Pairing up in the backcourt, Lillard and McCollum. Robert Covington out there with Nurkic, and it's Powell in at the small forward position. That's the group on the floor for Portland.
Think about Paul George in his second year in the NBA being named the most improved player. He's just gotten better from that point. And you don't have to win an award every year to prove it.
Now, here's Lillard. Feeds it to Nurkic. Lillard dishes to Nurkic. Back to Lillard. Paul George with the steal. Now the Clippers moving it up. George has got the ball. It's hauled in by the Trailblazers.
Yeah, just a solid job on the backboard. They are really controlling the inside.
A 3 from McCollum.
Rondo sometimes gets it in his system that defensively he wants to disrupt the game, and he's doing it now.
Can't connect from short range.
That's the only kind of defense that's going to cut the mustard here tonight. You got to stay on top of a guy like that who could play at such a high level offensively.
And look at it, a significant portion of their offense coming on those second chance opportunities.
Here's George, and George with this stuff.
Paul George rising up. Nice to see a little bit of that return to the younger days from PG.
Here is Lillard. 15 points in the game. To the middle. And finished off by Nurkic.
And he just dangles from the bucket after sending that one through.
And you can see which team has the swagger right now. And an intentional foul right there. So for the Trailblazers, Enes Kanter's checked in for Yusuf Nurkic. Anthony comes in for Robert Covington. And it's Simons in for Damian Lillard.
PG showing that's a signature dunk from him.
And so it's McCollum with it. He brings it up for the Portland Trailblazers. They're leading by 8. And he gets the bucket.
Excellent job of simply taking what the defense offered up.
The Clippers have gone 2 of 4 here to start the second half. And McCollum on the floor, all business. Off the court, he's a very outspoken player, very colorful guy. Greg, you were saying you see a future in media for him when he stops playing.
No doubt about it, Kevin. I mean, McCollum spoke up quickly about the seriousness of the virus when they were playing. He's very knowledgeable and shares what's on his mind. A media position after he's done playing is a very real possibility if he chooses to.
Kanter. McCollum finds Anthony. And here's Kanter. 2 points. That one goes. Kanter's got the lead up to 10 now for the Trailblazers.
Second chance points have really been an issue here defensively.
McCollum against George. Count that bucket. George has got 20 points.
Not just the accuracy in the quarter, it's his movement and the energy that's getting him on this nice roll.
And now they decide to foul intentionally. A platoon swap here for the Clippers. Second half of play, and we're 3 minutes into the third here. And he commits the intentional foul. Kennard against McCollum. He feeds it to Kanter. Releases from 15.
And that's a great play on defense there. Forced him to rethink the shot and then able to come up with the steal. And a terrific job on both ends of that sequence. Very slick steal and great transition offense.
Here's McCollum following the score by Reggie Jackson. McCollum left side. Outside Jackson. Here's Oturu. Makes it off the glass. Oturu's got his second bucket of the night.
They are just killing them on the interior.
Now here's Powell. Defense is right there. And Kanter throws it down.
And the size, length, and power of Kanter on full display that time.
Clippers trail by 6. Left side Jackson. And it's good for 2. Jackson's got 4 points this quarter.
That's the kind of aggressive and assertive play they need as we get closer and closer to crunch time.
Now here's Powell. D right on him. Here's Cantor. Drops in the layup for 2. Cantor's got 16.
You can tell right now the teammates are scanning the floor to find him and feed him. Why not? He's on it right now.
And the dunk by Jackson.
It's easy to forget about Jackson's bunnies, but he's more than happy to remind you.
Anthony left side. Pass to Simons. McCollum against Kennard. Cantor. And it's the Clippers with the rebound. Now here's Jackson. He's got 10. And blocked. That one goes careening off the glass. And offensively, a great show for the fans through the first 3 quarters. It's been a fun team to watch. It's the Trailblazers. We've reached the 4th quarter, and what has been a very competitive game should be an exciting finish. Portland leading by 4. Setting the floor for the Clippers. They've got Jackson. Morris is out there with Kawhi Leonard. Then there's Patrick Patterson, and it's man in at the 2-guard.
Well, those are the kind of shots that Lillard, when he gets in these hot streaks throughout the course of a season, gets more and more consistent with.
And the Clippers call time here. You have to like what we've seen so far from Damian Lillard.
You gotta be using this timeout to think about a personnel change or a game plan change to try to slow him down.
And we've got an update here, so let's catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, guys, over the break, I was able to listen to Tyronn Lue's huddle. He told them you can do a lot of great things out there and still lose if you don't take care of the boards. I want to see more effort, gang rebounding, everyone involved. That was his only focus. Kevin?
Thanks, David. Powell kicks to Lillard. They get it back. Nurkic. 3-pointer on the way. Just 5 on the clock. The dish to Lillard. Trailblazers moving the ball around. Powell, the pass to Nurkic. And now here's George, the fast break opportunity. Rondo. Damian Lillard grabs the loose ball. Trailblazers leading by 5. Anthony dishes to Nurkic. He can't hit that time. So Los Angeles will take it the other way. And Batum kicks to Leonard. And foul on the... And here we go with the coach's challenge. Not surprised in a competitive game like this. And he's disputing the personal foul call.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replay, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving and how fast the action really is and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. With double checking, and the game continues on.
And the shot is good. Leonard's got 4 this quarter.
Very easily could have been an and one there. Leonard takes the contact and still maintains the focus to make the score.
Lillard against George. Lillard with it. Made that one. It's his 7th of the contest. 7 for 15 from the floor.
Always an appreciation for Lillard and his build, just how rugged he is, along with that fearlessness.
And so they foul intentionally. Jones checked in for the Trailblazers. And Fernie Simons comes in for Damian Lillard. Leonard attacking. Here's Zubac. Tries again. Goes up again, and he sinks the layup.
And really, at this stage of the game, to get those kinds of offensive rebounds for putbacks, you almost feel like it's a 4-point swing.
Yeah, and you know who your Warriors are by plays like that. They make it when it matters most.
Here's McCollum. And that one, good. And the Trailblazers lead by 3.
Well, fearlessness by McCollum there, willing to take those big shots in the game's biggest moments.
McCollum against George. And George with the stuff.
Go ahead and lead him, Paul George. Stepping up, a huge shot at this moment in the game.
Now McCollum. The feed to Nurkic. Another shot. And 3 chances on that possession, but they just couldn't find a way to score. Leonard attacking, and they take the lead. Leonard's got the lead up to 1 now for Los Angeles.
And who do you call when you need a big bucket for this team more and more? It's Kawhi.
Simons, the pass to Nurkic. Takes it out to Covington. And here's McCollum for 3. Good on the 3-point shot. McCollum's got 5 points in the quarter.
Just so good off the pass. McCollum set up and ready at all times.
And so they choose to intentionally foul.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
Here's what Portland's going with right now. Cantor checked in for Nurkic. Norman Powell comes in for Derek Jones. And Damian Lillard is subbed in for Anthony Simons. Lillard attacking to the paint. Cantor finds Powell. Back to Cantor. Money!
That is world class.
Love seeing that there. A huge possession, and he nets it.
Here's George. The reverse. It's in! A huge shot to tie it up.
Yeah, Paul George sharpening his swords now. Love to see him take that shot.
Lillard outside. Count it!
That's a tip of the cap there. Always wanting to take the big shot for his team. Lillard makes more than his fair share.
George against Lillard. Got it! And what a sensational bucket to bring them within 1. This could be a turning point.
Critical possession right here.
It's a 4-second differential between the shot clock and game clock. Lillard attacking. Count it!
And he wants the ball at the end of the games. You can see why Lillard's stepping up again to the challenge.
And the Clippers call time here. They're trailing by 3. 16 seconds left in the 4th. Guys, your thoughts?
And if you can get a 3, shoot it. Otherwise, get the quick 2 and a foul.
Don't force something up. You got to be smart here.
And now let's take a look at the New Balance player of the game, Enes Kanter.
And when he's been on the floor, it has been a clinic in rim protection and shot blocking. He's played the defense of 3 men tonight. His block total has gotten to a point you almost never see in an NBA game.
Pass to Cantor. Covington in the corner. And they go to the intentional foul.
Had to foul, and on that occasion to stop the clock. That's the enemy in this situation.
It's the first, and that gives them a 4-point cushion.
The 2013 draft comes up, and the 10th pick is announced as C.J. McCollum out of Lehigh. And a lot of people said, who is this guy? Not a lot of people say that now.
And so it's Portland winning this one. They didn't make it easy on themselves or their fans, but in the end,
2K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
Hello, basketball fans. You've got it on 2K Sports. Hey, Dave.
Hey, Kevin.
It might indeed, David. Well said. Thank you for that report. And a couple of injuries among their reserves. I expect their starters guys will be ready to do whatever's needed.
2 injuries, one of their stars out, but it's all about how you respond to the adversity.
Here are the starters for Los Angeles. Kawhi Leonard is out there with Batum. Then it's Rajon Rondo. Then it's Paul George. And it's Zubats in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. And for the Mavericks, Bogdanovic is out there with Porzingis. Then there's Richardson. Then there's Doncic. And it's Finney-Smith in at the 3.
And if they know what's good for them, that's the way they'll defend against him every time he takes the ball in the three-point lane.
Great rim protection to prevent him from converting. Beautiful.
And Paul George, Doris, kind of a late bloomer coming up in high school. His older sister used to give him the business on the blacktop. Of course, eventually, he found his stride, and the rest is history.
It took some encouraging from older sis and his high school coach, who actually had to threaten him with running suicides to get the guy to shoot more. And think about it. This guy plays his college basketball at mid-major Fresno State. That's really where he got onto the NBA radar.
Now, here's George. After Luka Doncic's miss. Wasted no time on that shot, but it's off the mark. Here's Porzingis with a fast break chance. Here's Richardson. Dallas again missing. Batum finds Rondo. Lays it up off the glass. Rondo's got the game going here with the first basket for the Clippers.
And Rondo, as good as it gets in transition, whether he's shooting or passing, he tends to make the right decision.
Basket good.
Just setting the tone with an aggressive move to the rack. And where's the help defensively?
To me, that's a complete lack of communication on that side of the ball. These guys need to be talking to each other.
Here's Leonard. Up again. It's good on the putback.
Oh, how about the finesse there? Nice little gentle touch on the board.
And you know, when you have that gentle touch, those tip-ins are easy to come by. Now, here's Doncic. Pass to Porzingis. Back to Doncic. Shot clock at 6. He gets it in there.
You know, there's an unselfishness to Luka Doncic, and a pretty pass right there.
Outside, George. Outside for Rondo. Passes it to George. A second chance effort. Nice D from Doncic.
Boy, a tough go for him in this quarter. You can see how desperately he wants to get things started. He just can't make a shot.
How about the head of steam he's able to generate right there and just gets to the rack really easy.
Here's Doncic after the basket by Los Angeles. Now the pass to Marjanovic. The shot's good. Greg, who are your favorite players to watch in the NBA?
Boy, that's a tough one. You know, you gotta like the guys that have changed the game in some regards, right? Steph, KD, and Giannis. Those are three guys that are just doing things that don't seem normal.
True.
Then others who remind you of past greatness. You know, Jason Tatum with Kobe, or maybe an Anthony Davis with Hakeem. And those are guys that I love. And then the other guy, listen, LeBron James. I could watch him play basketball every day. You know, to do what he's done at this stage of his career, I just think it's incredible. And I think our game is in great shape.
Agree on all counts.
Boy, with his shot not falling right now, it might be time to look in a different direction. See if you can get your teammates started.
And it's a completely new group on the floor for the Mavericks. Launches it. Brunson, no good. And so it's Leonard with it. He'll bring it up for the Clippers. Here's Jackson. Second shot opportunity. And he makes good on the layup.
And good to see Jackson finish closer in. Not a guard who just chucks up threes. Can find the creases with that handle.
Now here's Brunson. It's out of bounds. The Mavericks able to retain possession here. And the Clippers making a change here. 46 seconds left in the first quarter of the game. Brunson the pass to Cauley Stein. And Cauley Stein throws it down.
Cauley Stein, a tremendous athlete and a dynamic finisher.
Here's Jackson, and the dunk by Jackson.
And a long windup and strong follow-through on the one-hand jam.
Yeah, he's not going to mess that one up. Brunson against Jackson. Powell kicks to Brunson. Over Jackson. Brunson, no good.
And they have a narrow edge here in rebounding early on, and you wonder what kind of a role that's going to play moving forward.
Well, deliver the pass where your teammate can do something with it. Nice.
Now Brunson. Got it up.
Boy, how about the hustle from Marcus Morris getting into the space of the shooter? That's nice.
And so the first quarter is in the books. The Clippers on top. They're And for those of you just tuning in, the second quarter of action is where we're at right now. And let's quickly break down the game we've seen so far from the Clippers, guys. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, in that first period, they looked to push in transition at every opportunity.
And why wouldn't they? You see their effectiveness in the open floor. Very difficult to slow down.
And a chance here presented by Gatorade to see who's on the floor. All fueled up and ready to go for the start of the second quarter. On the floor for Dallas, Dwight Powell is out there with Cauley Stein. Then there's Tim Hardaway Jr. Then there's J.J. Redick. And it's Doncic in at the point. And here are the Clippers now, following the score by Dallas. Patterson, that's good.
Well, the nice rise and fire on the jumper. Patterson taking advantage of the space given.
And here is Doncic. Got it. And he's now 3 for 5 from the field.
And really, it's been a major aspect of their offense in the early stages here. Their success working the ball inside and getting points from close range.
Here's Jackson. Whistle blows. Basket is good. So a chance here for a three-point play.
They're scoring boatloads of buckets. It's raining buckets from inside.
And the Mavericks will go for a different look here. Marjanovic checked in for Willie Cauley-Stein. Porzingis comes in for Dwight Powell. Dorian Finney-Smith's checked in for Tim Hardaway Jr. And it's Richardson in for J.J. Redick. Doncic with it. Guarded now by Jackson. Here's Richardson to the inside. Here's Marjanovic. That one doesn't drop. So the Clippers will take it the other way. A nice shot by George.
This guy a tough cover for any defender. Creative and assertive scoring the ball.
Mavericks trailed by 7. And we're a little over a minute and a half into the second quarter of action. Stolen by Jackson. Leonard inside. No points in the game yet for him. And it goes down 2 points.
That's the efficiency you want to see from Jackson, using his poise and vision to make a play.
Doncic passes to Finney-Smith. Jackson comes over with the double. And the ball's tied up, so we'll have a jump ball.
You too.
And here is Los Angeles now. Clippers leading by 9. Zubac's with it. He's picked up by Doncic. That one goes in. George has got 6.
Every time they get scored on during this run, it's come from inside the paint.
Doncic against George. Will it go? The putback. Great positioning on the putback.
You know, we talk about it all the time, guys. Those second chance buckets, always the result of that extra effort.
And George, here we go. And he makes that one. George has got the lead up to 11 now for the Clippers.
And this has been a great job of just getting into the middle of that defense and really scoring effectively from the paint.
Now, here's Doncic. 6 points for him. Porzingis. It's good on the putback.
Well, there's reach, there's size, there's wingspan, and there's a knack for understanding where it's coming off. This is a very difficult thing to keep Porzingis off the window.
Well, coming into the league with immense potential, Porzingis has already fulfilled much of it, already an all-star. But you know, Greg, there are still areas he's working on.
Yeah, he's definitely getting stronger and more physical. You'd like to see him make the next pass a little more often when a teammate has a better shot. But if he can just stay healthy, boy, the sky's the limit on what he can accomplish.
Finney-Smith kicks to Doncic. It's hauled in by Zubac. Zubac has got his 5th rebound in this one. Oh, my goodness! Wow. What a play!
Well, Kawhi Leonard might be quiet off the court, but on the court, he makes a lot of noise.
George against Doncic.
I'll tell you, a rough quarter for him, and that puts so much pressure on the guys around him.
And the whistle blows as the basket counts, and a three-point play chance right here. One free throw coming up.
Dead-eye shooting from them this quarter.
And Kawhi Leonard, one of the league's most dominant rebounders, Doris, from the wing position.
Board man gets paid. That was his motto from back in high school and college. It's all about hard work and earning your keep, according to Kawhi.
And it's a completely new group on the floor for the Mavericks. And it's Rajon Rondo with the foul. That's his first foul. Cauley Stein finds Brunson. Now Hardaway. And that'll be two free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
And when you watch Hardaway shoot, one thing that stands out, he has a very quick release.
And Greg, that's what makes the jumper very tough to contest, especially when he's dialing it up from range. You have to stay connected to this guy defensively. It's not easy to do with the other weapons on this team.
Jackson gets the bucket.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
Redick surveying the D. Out to Hardaway. There's the feed to Cauley Stein. Yes, and it's Hardaway picking up the assist.
Well, you want some unselfishness from a guy who's capable of scoring, and Tim Hardaway says, you know what, my teammate's open, I'm going to get him the ball.
Back to Jackson. Inside, and stolen by Cauley Stein. And so it's the Los Angeles Clippers with a 14-point. All right, David, thank you, and stay with us, folks. We'll be back just after halftime to get
the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back to 2K. A pretty close game for the Clippers throughout the first quarter. They were never able to get the lead above 4. Thanks for joining.
Well, we've got a second half of basketball for you. We think it's going to be pretty good. A big comeback, though, is needed for this game to be competitive, and it probably has to happen quickly. Without question, George is displaying his skills today.
And how about the amount he's contributing in the scoring column through 2 quarters? He has been terrific.
And one would expect that the defense made some adjustments at halftime, but he has the ability to answer right back.
Setting the floor for the Clippers. We've got Kawhi Leonard. Ivica Zubac is out there with Batum. That's Rajon Rondo. And it's George in at the shooting guard position. Here's Porzingis. An easy 2 points on the layup. Porzingis has got his second basket of the night.
Well, that's a good, strong finish. Porzingis not shying away from getting after it.
Good ball movement here by the Clippers. George passes to Zubac. It's rebounded by Dallas. Here we go, one-on-one. Porzingis with the ball, and Batum picks him up defensively. That is good, and the Los Angeles leads cut down to just 8 points on the bucket from Kristaps Porzingis. Here in this third quarter, just over a minute play.
Boy, that makes him 0 for 3 to start the second half. Not the start you were hoping for here.
Finney-Smith kicks to Marjanovic. Here's Doncic. And the Mavericks getting another bucket right there.
And still perfect in the second half. 4 straight makes.
George looking over the floor. The 10-footer. Oh, and that one had the right spin on it, and it is good. George has got 12.
Their first basket in 4 tries. Let's see if that basket gets them going. It can be contagious now.
Up top, Doncic. Defended by George. That one's good, and the Clipper lead is cut down to 6, and the bucket from Doncic.
Yeah, this offense is rolling. They've been assertive, but they're also playing under control.
I think the communication on offense is working at every level right now. What a run for this group. Not how they hoped to start this half. 1 for 5, brick after brick. Let's start building the building.
I'll tell you, they're right in this. We'll see if they can maintain momentum.
Probably the most important thing is they regroup. They worked out some of their frustrations, and now they're starting to have some fun.
And that shot was huge as they try to stem the tide here and hang on to the lead.
Dallas with the ball. They're on a 12-4 run. A guy who just continues to earn more minutes. You know, Finney Smith is tough, and Greg, he is effective.
He seems to become a better rebounder every year, more efficient. He'll take charges, commits hard fouls, and I don't think we've seen his ceiling. Finney Smith is a guy you can win with.
Looking at who's out there now for the Mavericks. Cauley Stein, he's checked in for Marjanovic. Mike Powell comes in for Porzingis. Tim Hardaway Jr. is checked in for Dorian Finney-Smith. And J.J. Redick is subbed in for Richardson. Here's Oturu. He doesn't hit that one. Cauley Stein with the defensive effort. Hardaway finds Doncic. Basket is good. He'll get a chance for one more at the line.
Yeah, these defenders just look a bit overmatched, especially inside.
The Mavericks shooting their third free throw attempt of the game.
Yeah, a year ago, though, Kevin, 78% conversion rate from the free throw line. So that's a nice all-around effort.
That free throw good from Doncic.
And I think for Luka Doncic, one thing he showed right away is he was prepared to be an NBA player. And the fact of the matter is he could be an all-star for a long time moving forward.
And the basket by Oturu. Oturu's got his first points in this one.
Important points there. Got him on a nice play, getting the ball inside and right to the bucket.
And Redick kicks to Powell. Pass to Cauley Stein. 6 on the shot clock. And a deep three from Redick. Can't tie it up as that one's no good. Clippers leading by 3. 9 feet out. A putback controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
Yeah, see, Marcus Morris has the physicality and the frame to be able to be a force on the offensive glass. That's nicely done.
Redick against Kennard. 13 feet away. Here's Powell and the dunk by Powell.
And those plays can make a difference in a game like this.
Well, you know it's going to fire up, Greg, everybody on that bench.
Well, credit him for going for it, not settling, saying, I'm going to attack. I'll tell you, he's been much better in this second half. He's taking smarter shots. He's looking more comfortable. And guess what? He's in a groove.
Morris finds Kennard. Hardaway with the steal. And now Redick pushing it up. No one back to stop him. And there's the basket. Whistle blows and a chance for a three-point play. Going to the line for 1.
That's their third straight make off an assist.
For Dallas, they have gone 3 for 3 at the line tonight. 12 seconds left to play in the third. And that time, also a missed shot.
That's a surprise. I mean, really out of character for him to miss when the defense is not right up on it.
And at the close of the third quarter, still a close game, and both teams putting up points in a hurry. Mavericks. And with 3 quarters behind us, we start the fourth quarter in what is still anybody's ball game. The Mavericks leading. Doncic and Porzingis, the incredible forward pair. Jalen Brunson out there with Hardaway. And it's Powell in at the 5. That's the lineup in the game for Dallas. Here's Brunson. Lock at 6. Pulls up on the wing. Out to Porzingis. It's deflected and stolen by Patterson. Morris with the bucket. Morris has got the fourth quarter going with the first basket of the period here for the Clippers. And so it's Brunson with it. He brings it up for the Mavericks. And it's Rajon Rondo with the foul. That's foul number 2 for him. A different look for Dallas. Marjanovic checked in for Porzingis. Dorian Finney-Smith comes in for Jalen Brunson. And it's Richardson in for Tim Hardaway Jr. Pass to Richardson. Here's Marjanovic. Shoots over Zubac. Marjanovic, no good. And Boban Marjanovic picks up the foul. That'll be his second foul of the game. The Clippers shooting 59% up to this point. They're working for great shots, and they're hitting them. And stolen by Richardson.
Really poor pass there, guys. And the D did a great job capitalizing off the mistakes.
It's tipped, and they'll keep possession.
Boy, Powell is proving to be a handful inside. Does a good job utilizing his long arms to get the call.
No good on that one.
And a five-star recruit coming out of high school. Powell had an excellent college career, yet he fell to the second round of the draft. Didn't even hear his name called as he was selected during a commercial break.
Hardaway's checked in for Dallas. Here's George. That one off the back iron and out.
Well, that's a blown defensive coverage, but it doesn't matter. He cannot answer the bell.
Hardaway passes to Powell. He kicks it to Richardson. And the rejection by Zubac. And now running up the court, Leonard pushing it up. And then Leonard with the dunk.
Well, that's about recognizing a transition opportunity when it presents itself. Nice job by Kawhi Leonard.
And G.A., even when he did arrive to the NBA, it took Powell a while to latch on.
You know, traded a couple times in his first year. He was assigned and recalled 10 times in about a month with Boston's D-League affiliate. Finally found a home in Dallas. Everything turned around from that point forward.
Shot clock at 3. Hardaway finds Powell. And they force the shot clock violation. Great team.
Boy, that's the last thing they needed. This game too close to be making those kinds of errors.
A different look for Dallas. Porzingis is checked in for Powell. Nicolo Melli comes in for Dorian Finney-Smith. And J.J. Redick is subbed in for Hardaway. Leonard. And oh boy, a lot of contact. And folks, the coach's challenge has been initiated for a personal foul. Close game like this, and he thought it wasn't a good call.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able now to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. With double checking, and the game continues on.
Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, during that last break, Kevin, I got a chance to hear Rick Carlisle's message to his team. He said, we're too concerned with their shooters right now. We've got to close off the inside. They are gutting us. He pleaded with his guys. Come on, let's take a stand. Kevin?
Richardson against George. Good work defensively by Richardson. Mavericks have gone 1 of 5 from the field here in the fourth. A lot of misses, just the one made. Nice shot by Porzingis.
Embrace the spotlight, KP. Delivery in a big moment for Porzingis.
On the wing, George. And stolen by Richardson. Stein passes to Porzingis. Yes, once again, he remains perfect. 6 attempts and 6 hits.
And you talk about fighting your way back into a game. They've shown a lot of grit in this comeback.
Yeah, to start off with so many mistakes and still now find a way where everything's working, it allows their momentum and confidence to continue to build.
Stein goes in. Count that one. Now it's a 5-point Dallas lead.
Nice work inside by Stein. Great tools as a finisher.
And the foul on Josh Richardson. That's foul number 2 for him. Dallas making a switch here. Doncic is checked in. 1:21 left to play in the final quarter. Here's Leonard. Offensive struggles continue, missing again. Dallas leading by 5. Here's Melli. Doncic outside. Kicks it to Stein. Just 5 to shoot. Puts one up from 19. He hits the back iron and sinks the shot. Doncic has got the lead up to 7 now for Dallas. The Clippers have gone just 33% from the field in the fourth quarter so far. They are 2 of 6. Here's Leonard. Cauley Stein grabs the board. They're this close to putting it away.
Yeah, they don't need to do anything special. Just take time off the clock.
The wide open look here for Porzingis. Again, the Mavericks score.
And once they smelled blood in the water, you could see the killer instinct take over.
And you want to save your best for last. Tonight, they've done that and then some.
And so Doncic will bring it up for the Mavericks. So far in the fourth quarter. Oh, he made it, Doris! He made it!
Holy moly, he made that!
Wow. And here is Los Angeles now, down by 12. Leonard on the wing, wide open. Another miss by Leonard. Now, here's Doncic. Here's Melly. So we see the Mavericks taking the win here. Some good moments throughout this. David, thank you as always. Thank you for joining us. That'll do.
2K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
Nestled among the peaks of the Rocky. And the injury report for both teams. Players who will not be available tonight.
And with both teams at less than full strength, we'll have to see which side is able to remain more effective.
And the Clippers starting five. They've got Paul George. Kawhi Leonard is out there with Batum. Then it's Ivica Zubac. And it's Rondo in at the one. And for Denver, Millsap and Jokic, the big man. Bill Barton is out there with Jamal Murray. And it's Porter in at the three, the small forward. Tips it up. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
Oh, smooth. Guys, very good job getting himself in close enough that he could just tip it back in.
Well said. Those kind of plays in the offensive glass can tell the story sometimes, can't they? Now here's Murray. The kick out to Porter. 6 to shoot. Leonard with the steal. And now here's George, the fast break opportunity. Finished off the break.
One of the more instinctive passers over the last decade. Rondo quickly locates the open man.
They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
George against Murray. Count the basket.
Just setting the tone with an aggressive move to the rack. And where's the help defensively?
No excuse. You have to be aware. He should be on your radar all the time.
Here's George following the score by Jamal Murray. Count it.
Facing up from mid-range, George could have tried to drive, but takes what the defense gives him.
And here is Murray. Outside Porter. Millsap against Batum. Millsap passes to Jokic. And the rejection by Zubac. And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Zubac. And about 2 minutes played here in the first quarter. Murray, good. For Los Angeles, they've gone 3 of 4 from the field to start out the game. Well, we know, Greg, that Jokic is such a unique talent at that center position. Young player, already top 10 in career triple-doubles. Whoa, hammering it in!
Well, all right, Paul Millsap looking bouncy tonight.
First quarter of ball, almost 2.5 minutes in. Banked in off the glass.
Just such a well-rounded offensive player. He's got a little bit of everything.
Now Murray. Pass to Jokic. The kick out to Porter. Batum with the steal. And pushing it up. Here's Los Angeles. And George gets it to go. The Nuggets trail by 4. Now here's Murray. The pass to Millsap. And too long on the shot. There's 1:54 left to play here in the first. Rondo wide open. No good. Shot missing. Now Denver takes it the other way. Jokic with it. George picks him up. Murray kicks to Jokic. Over George. And another shot. In deep, Millsap drops it in.
Smart play call. Paul Millsap deadly once he gets the ball inside.
Rondo passes to Leonard. Offensive rebound. Clippers moving the ball around. And stolen by Barton. And they're moving it up. And he goes right over Paul George and slams it down.
And the precise passing of Murray, really moving the ball well around the floor.
Rondo passes to Zubac. And here's George for 3. It's rebounded by Paul Millsap. And he's going to get whistled for that foul, G. That was intentional, but not exactly logical.
How about pointless to foul there? I mean, I don't know where his head is, but it's not in the game.
Denver with a platoon swap here on the floor. Passes to McGee. A miss that time. Would have put him up. They can go 2 for 1.
It's about being smart right now.
Coffee passes to Morris. Over Bull. That shot, no good. And it's Denver the other way. It's stolen by Morris. Here's Kennard. Jackson from long range. It's rebounded by Dozier. Down low. Bull, that's good.
Yeah, inside, Bull does a great job just making subtle adjustments and utilizing that length.
Jackson from long range. No good on that one. At the end of one, a closely contested game so far. Nuggets ahead, leading by just 2. And we'll be back in just a moment with the start of the second quarter.
Southwest, I mean, you need to kill.
Greg, there are areas of Jokic's game where he probably is the best in the world.
I can't think of a center with better floor vision or better passing ability. His positioning, his angles, his ability to use his size to maximize effectiveness, all at an elite level.
And this has been a fairly close game through the first quarter, and we'll see what happens here in the second. And from what we've been watching, guys, with the Nuggets, what are you seeing out there?
Just cashing in on second chance opportunities. That's how they built this early lead.
You can do everything else right, but if you fail to take care of the defensive glass, you're killing your chances.
And a moment now to reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up for the second quarter of basketball. Setting the floor for the Clippers. Morris is out there with Kennard. Then there's Reggie Jackson. Then there's Patrick Patterson. And it's Mann in at the 2-guard spot. It's good. Greg is a point guard. What is it you like to see from that position on the floor?
I think first and foremost, leadership. It's so valuable at that spot. And, you know, you always got to have your head high because your teammates are feeding off what you put forth in terms of your body language and enthusiasm. So, you know, the typical stuff about organizing the offense and setting the tone on the defensive end, that stuff's important as well. But so much of how you carry yourself out on the floor when you deal with adversity and you know that you're going to, it is really paramount.
Jackson up top. Rebound by the Nuggets.
Easy chance from mid-range. Wouldn't be surprised to see them run that play again.
Wide open look here for Murray with nobody on him. He buries the jumper. Murray's got 7.
Have to respect the range of Murray. He just nails shots from this distance.
Here's Mann, and he gets the whistle. 2, and yep, we thought we might see it. And the coach's challenge has been triggered on the personal foul call.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able to make a challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And so the word is in. They have decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. With double checking, and the game continues on.
Murray kicks to Millsap. Jokic passes to Murray. Stolen by Zubac. And here comes the break. Rondo finds Zubac, and there it is for him. Zubac has got his second basket.
And they keep hammering away at him inside, forcing the ball into the paint.
And now we've got the intentional foul.
Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
George is checked in for the Clippers. Pass to Jokic. No one near him. It's good. He scores. That's his first basket after missing his first 2 attempts. Now 1 for 3. Outside Rondo. Outside Leonard. And it's Jokic with the rebound.
The game has been very close in a lot of areas, but rebounding has been the one differentiator thus far.
Leonard with the steal. Good on the bucket.
Like a gazelle cruising down the court, Kawhi's difficult to stay with in transition.
Campazzo defended by George. Jokic, great positioning on the putback.
Took him a while to get going, but here in the second quarter, he's found his rhythm.
Outside, George. And the basket for the 4th time from the field. He's a healthy 4 for 6.
It really turned it around here in the second quarter after shooting less than 40% from the field in the first.
Pass to Jokic. The 9-foot shot. Again, the Nuggets score.
Coming off a scoreless first quarter, he's found a little rhythm here.
The 3 from George. Scored the bucket. He's made 5 so far, shooting a very clean 5 of 7.
Throughout the evening, he's gotten to his spots, and the defense has not adjusted.
Back to Barton. Good ball movement here by the Nuggets. Here's McGee, and the slam dunk by McGee.
Oh, that's straight TNT, baby. Explosive.
That was pretty, and he just has that effortless knack for getting inside. George, no good.
And on an open look like that, he's very gifted at making the weak coverage pay.
Barton, no luck. The Clippers have gone 7 of 11 from the field in the second quarter. George, no good. Barton surveying the floor. He nails it, and we're tied up.
Not just selling for something along the perimeter. Excellent job.
Outside, George, and the foul on Will Barton. That's his first foul. Five seconds left in the first half of basketball. And here's George for 3. It's all tied in Denver. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave. All right, Dave, thank you. And time now for the halftime break with the third quarter soon.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
A pretty close game for the Nuggets throughout the first quarter. They never put themselves in too much danger. And that should...
And after a fairly even first couple of quarters, the second half could turn out to be a great one as both teams try to gain an edge. Without question, George is displaying his skills today.
Man, he's been running wild on him through that first half. Absolute dynamite on offense.
This is his challenge, to continue to dominate, to help them try to close strong here in the second half.
Millsap and Jokic, the big men. Murray out there with Will Barton, and it's Porter at the small forward. That's the group on the floor for Denver.
And how about the strength from the big fella? Porter is used to having to power through contact.
Hey, Greg, if you could coach one team right now, who would it be?
That's a tough one. Clippers, Lakers, Bucks. You know what? I would probably go Lakers or Bucks because you would have an opportunity to coach someone who arguably might be considered the best to ever play the game. Because I think Giannis is trending in that direction, and LeBron obviously already is.
How about a guy like Kemba Walker and coaching the Celtics, having him to do what you want to do on the floor?
Oh, he'd be brilliant, and
yeah.
Kemba, one of the most underrated leaders in our game. Great human being.
When it comes to drawing fouls, Millsap's one of the best in the league.
And he makes both free throws. George with the ball. He's got 11. The fader. Denver grabs the miss. Jokic has got 6 rebounds in the game.
And they start the second half with 3 straight misses.
Clippers trail by 5. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
That was the first make of the half. 1 for 4 now. Let's see if that gets them going.
George against Murray. Kicks it out to Gordon. That's good. And it's Millsap with the assist. Gordon's got the lead up to 5 now for Denver. And here's George. He'll bring it up for the Los Angeles Clippers.
Well, you can't help but think of the dunk contest robbery with Aaron Gordon. Didn't receive max points on some of his dunks that clearly deserved it. Said he's done with the event after the last go, and I can't say I blame him.
For Los Angeles, they have gone 2 for 2 in the game at the line.
And look back a season ago. They did a solid job at the line, about 79% of their free throws.
And with the dunk contest and Aaron Gordon, some of the dunks he pulled off, Greg, were outstanding.
I mean, going over Taco Fall was the big one. The one-handed windmill was impressive as well. Gordon doesn't need a trophy. Everyone knows he's one of the best dunkers we've ever seen.
Here's Jokic. It's hauled in by Zubac.
That was excellent contest, preventing him from making something that's usually automatic.
Here's Jackson. Knocked away. Kicks it out to Leonard. To the wing on the left. Here's Mann. No good. That would have tied it.
This is the shot they wanted to get. Right guy, right spot, wrong result.
Here's Dozier. Kicks it out to Gordon. Jokic passes to Murray. Shot clock at 6. Back to Jokic. And the rejection by Leonard.
Strong instincts and positioning. Kawhi read that shot all the way.
Jackson gets the bucket.
And that's the kind of lead pass we've come to expect from him.
Denver in the lead. Murray outside. The pass to Dozier. Tries from 7. Millsap kicks to Gordon. Passes it to Dozier. Feeds to Millsap. It's hauled in by Los Angeles.
It's amazing. All night he's been out of sync on the offensive end, yet they continue to lead.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
And now they decide to foul intentionally. How about that strong defensive performance for this half's Mobile One block?
Close games can boil down to who makes plays on defense, and that is one heck of a rejection right there.
Kicks to McGee. No good. Good work defensively by Morris. And pushing it up. Here's Los Angeles. Here's Kennard. It's hauled in by the Nuggets. Dozier's got 4 rebounds now tonight. Here's McGee. 11 feet out and he hits it. McGee's got his second basket of the game. 7 lead changes now, and we're just in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, frustrating for a coach, but it's great to watch as a fan.
And Jackson throws it down hard.
The flat-out speed of Reggie Jackson. No struggles getting to the rim and then doing something about it when he gets there.
Pass to McGee. They swipe it. And pushing it up. Here's Los Angeles. Here's Kennard. Pass to Coffey. He can't get it to go. Now the Nuggets take it the other way. 3-second difference between shot clock and game clock. The feed to Bol. And the dunk by Bol.
The towering presence that is Bol. Good at staying active and going after those offensive rebounds.
Outside Jackson. Here's Jackson. It's deflected. Out of bounds. Denver takes possession. There's Porter with the 3. It's off. We're at the end of the 3rd, and we've still got a close one. Nuggets lead by 1. We're going to step aside for just a second, but join us right back here for the start of the 4th quarter next. And now let's go back to a play from earlier as we show you our State Farm assist of the game.
And definitely deserving of the prize tonight. How about the read he made here? Looking like a point guard, put the pass right on the money.
Yeah, it's one thing to find the guy. It's another to deliver the ball where he can do something with it. Wonderful play.
3 tenths quarters behind us. 1 more to go. Thanks for being with us as we begin the 4th. And on the floor for the Clippers here in the 4th, they've got Batum. Paul George is out there with Rajon Rondo. Then it's Marcus Morris. And it's Patterson in at the 5 down low.
They continue to battle out there. So close to taking the lead.
The direction this game is headed It's going to come down to a couple key buckets by either team.
And he commits the intentional foul. Both teams deciding to change it up. George, that's a two-pointer. Rebounded by McGee. McGee's got rebound number 5 here tonight. The Nuggets leading by 3. Murray outside. And there's the pass to Jokic. And Jokic throws it down.
Oh, why, thank you very much.
He can really fly, and you combine that, Greg, with some nice penetration, too, and you've got 2 points. Here's George, and it's good, 2 points.
Fouling to try and stop the shot, but PG-13 with terrific body control makes him pay.
That free throw good from George. Denver shooting at 50% in a decent group. Murray against George. Murray, the pass to Jokic. With some arc, and the rejection by Zubac. Clippers trail by 4. Outside, George. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. Nuggets have gone 3 of 4 in field goal attempts since getting things started here in the 4th. Offensive rebound, Porter. He feeds it to Murray. Off target with the open look.
The defense there got away with a major lapse.
And that's an intentional foul. Denver on D. They've played a great 4th quarter defensively, allowing only 3 points.
And they've fallen completely out of sync here offensively. I'm not seeing nearly the same movement or flow that we saw in that first half.
Outside for Rondo. Here's Leonard. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. It's on JaVale McGee.
With Kawhi, you love his talent, but just as important, you love the basketball IQ and work ethic.
And the Nuggets making a change here.
Just solid. Really one of the very best there is at the free throw line.
Murray against George. Here's Jokic, and it's blocked. To tie it up, Leonard attacking, and he lays it up and in. Leonard's got the game tied up here for Los Angeles. Here's Murray up on top, defended by George. Murray, no good.
Out of character for him to miss that shot. Maybe just a little too casual there.
Leonard, no luck. And so it's Porter bringing it up now for the Nuggets.
I'm not sure the defense affected that shot. That was just a blown gimme.
Rondo drives in. Yep, that one goes in there. Rondo's got his first basket.
What a display from Rondo, just coming alive when his team needs a bucket.
Murray surveying the D. To the inside, stolen by Zubac. And now it's Leonard running. Here we go, all the way. Porter with a block.
And, you know, as he learns the game at this level, he's going to block more shots. Porter has the length and the ability to move his feet.
And the Nuggets making a change here. Gordon's checked in. And the Clippers making a change here as well. Jackson's checked in. Here's Leonard. Out of bounds, Clippers ball as the Clippers keep possession. Los Angeles making a switch here. George is checked in. And we're about 3.5 minutes into the 4th quarter. And out of bounds as the Nuggets gain possession.
Oh my goodness, he's kicking himself. You know, that's a critical time to commit a turnover. No telling how that error will ultimately play out.
Here's Murray. Passes it to Jokic. Good, and the assist goes to Murray. Jokic has got 6 here in this quarter. Huge.
Jokic comes through just fearless. What an option.
Zubac, no good. Well, they're really making a point of keeping the ball moving around.
That's the key. The D can't focus on one player, and no matter what anybody tells you, that ball will always move quicker than the defender. And the competitive nature of Murray making all the difference there, doing everything he can to rally his team.
No good from Zubac. Nuggets have gone 5 of 12 from the field entering the fourth quarter. George against Jokic. Dozier kicks to Gordon. Pass to Dozier. Out to the right wing. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Back to Jokic. It's hauled in by the Clippers. And the foul is called. He intentionally grabbed him there for some reason. I don't know.
Kevin, all I can think of is that he's trying to slow the game down a little bit.
Right.
That's a stretch, though. Definitely a strange move on his part.
Will Barton, he's checked in for Denver.
Cool under pressure. Terrific job nailing those 2 free throws there.
We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Murray, the pass to Jokic.
Got it! That is world class.
Incredible shot with everything on the line coming through for his team.
Outside, George. Jokic with the steal. Here's Murray. Yes!
Well, credit them for maintaining that aggression, even being up this much.
They don't want to leave no chance for a comeback. Just focus on playing the right way.
And again, no good by the Clippers. Gordon kicks to Murray. And so it's Denver who comes out on top here. It was a fantastic ball game, and they did a great job making sure. All right, David, thank you. And that'll do it, folks. Greetings, everyone. Welcome to... And a look at the status here of both teams' injured players and who will not be in the lineup.
And with both teams at less than full strength, we'll have to see which side is able to remain more effective.
Let's take a look at our starters for Portland. The high-powered backcourt pair, Lillard and McCollum. Robert Covington out there with Nurkic, and it's Powell in at the 3 spot. And for the Clippers, Batum is out there with Ivica Zubac. Then it's Marcus Morris, and it's Rajon Rondo, and it's George in at the 2-guard position. Now here's McCollum. Nicholas Batum unable to get his shot to go. There's Nurkic putting it right back in.
Well, when you see the hard-working mentality of Nurkic, I mean, love how assertive he is on the offensive board.
Here's George. Changes up. Zubac trying to break loose, and George finishes inside.
And the combination of his quickness and soft touch around the rim really allows him to pull off shots like that. A lot of players don't have the reverse in their arsenal.
Now here's Lillard. It's good on the putback.
Playing with such physicality on the offensive glass. I mean, Nurkic's awesome at slamming misses in.
Stolen by McCollum. We've played just over a minute here in the first. With the putback, there's Nurkic putting it right back in. Nurkic has got 6.
And that's a pure hustle play, getting to the offensive glass for the tip-in.
And that's the kind of quality you see in any strong offensive rebounder, isn't it? On the wing, Batum. The second chance effort. And closing the shot, even with the foul. Now the 2 free throws. It's going to be on Yusuf Nurkic.
Well, so far, if you look at the totality, Batum has put together a very impressive career. He's had a great stroke from outside in addition to his outstanding defense.
George against Lillard. And it's Rajon Rondo with the foul. That's his first foul. McCollum against Rondo. McCollum passes to Lillard. And it's in there.
That'll get you a pat on the back from your teammate, McCollum. Unselfish and aware, picking out the perfect pass.
And last season, Lillard doing more playmaking than prior years, a career high in assists from him.
Well, we all know that Dame can score whenever he wants to. This team is better when he's setting others up. Lillard knows that. I expect him to continue to spread the ball around.
It's good.
And their offense already in a flow. Some stellar shooting to jump out to this lead.
For the Clippers, it's been a slow start here. 6-point game. George. And then George with the jam.
And putting his explosive athleticism on full display there. George is capable of some highlight reel dunks.
Now here's McCollum.
You expect him to make those. They've got to do more to get a hand in his face next time.
Here's Batum. No good that time. And the Trailblazers going the other way. McCollum dishes to Lillard. Morris with the rebound.
No doubt it's been a bit of a struggle for him here in this quarter in terms of scoring.
Zubats, that's good.
You got to do more than that to keep the ball out of his hands down low.
Oh, they must ramp up the effort level, the intensity level. I'm making it too easy for him out there.
Now here's Lillard. He feeds it to Covington. Back to Lillard. Over George. And Damian Lillard with the bucket on the assist from Covington.
Well, there's never going to be hesitation from Lillard on his catch-and-shoot opportunities. His confidence through the roof on those.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
The Trailblazers making a switch here. Cantor checked in for Nurkic. Anthony comes in for Robert Covington. Jones checked in for Norman Powell. And it's Simons in for Damian Lillard. And Cantor throws it down.
Oh, man, what a slam by Cantor. His size lets him make easy work of those big plays in the paint.
Jones, the pass to McCollum. 52 seconds left here in the first quarter. Leonard with the steal. To the paint. Here's Morris, and Morris throws it down.
Morris really rises up for these jams, leaving no mistake as he finishes with authority.
Here's Simons, guarded by Jackson. Cantor kicks to McCollum. Shoots from 14, and Portland again with the bucket.
And that's definitely a shot that he has in his arsenal.
Clippers trail by 6. Jackson down low. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. That shot misses. McCollum feeling it out a bit. Pass to Cantor. That falls. Nice feed that time from McCollum.
A true inside-outside player. We know Cantor can hit a three, but he's at his best closer in.
In the corner, it's Morris. With 2 seconds left, and that's 2 points on the layup.
He'll take advantage of that kind of soft defense every time. Just give him a chance to attack the basket, and he will.
And so it's the Portland Trailblazers, with their lead standing at 6 points here at the end of the quarter. On a defensive effort they put on Kawhi Leonard.
What we've learned is staying together.
And Greg, of course, he helps keep everyone on the same page.
He communicates well with his teammates, and he listens. That's why they trust him. The discussions go both ways.
And hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far, halfway through the first half in this one. And from Portland, guys, what jumps out to you stat-wise?
Well, the offense is clicking, and they seem to have seized the momentum here early on.
Yeah, how many coaches say we want to start fast? Now let's see if they can maintain that intensity.
Here are the 5 Portland has to start the second quarter. They've got Ennis Cantor. Derek Jones is out there with Anthony. Then there's C.J. McCollum. And it's Simons in at the 1 spot. You know, Greg, you'd probably know as well as anyone, what was it like going up against the Bulls in the 90s?
You know, it's weird to say, but in a lot of ways, we were a lot like they were. Hall of Fame talent at the coach, a defensive-minded team, but the one difference was, you know, the Bulls had that guy that wore that number 23. I think I'd say that might have been the one difference.
And Cantor able to finish.
He's one of the best per-minute rebounders in the game. Cantor gets a lot of his points this way.
On the wing, Jackson, covered by Anthony. And it's Leonard missing.
That's not the type of opportunity he fails to convert very often.
Cantor against Leonard. Cantor dishes to McCollum. The second effort, pass to Simons. Anthony against Kennard. Cantor's shot is off. Clippers trail by 9. And we have an intentional foul there, GA. Wish I could say why.
That one's pretty strange. I mean, no idea what got into his head right there.
A platoon swap here for the Clippers. Trailblazers have gone 2 of 5 from the field here in the second quarter, shooting 40%. Anthony, the pass to Cantor. Lillard outside. And he can't extend the lead to double digits. Here's Rondo. That falls. Nice speed that time from George.
Yeah, out in the open court, Rondo is versatile. I mean, he can make plays for others or finish for himself.
He's covered by Rondo. Lillard outside.
They haven't needed him as much as I thought they would tonight.
That one's in there. The Trailblazer lead is cut down now to just 5 on the bucket from Paul George.
The plan of attack is obvious. Get the ball inside and go strong to the rim.
And a deep 3 from Lillard. They get the rebound. Kicks it out to Jones. Tries again. On the wing, Jones. Portland moving the ball around. 5 on the clock. Here's Lillard. And at last, they get one to fall. 6 points for Damian Lillard.
Well, you look at the career that Dame Lillard has had so far. Taken 6th in the 2012 draft out of Weber State, a small school, but this guy became a franchise player immediately for the Blazers.
1:37 left now here in the second. Lillard attacking. Outside Anthony. Jones dishes to Cantor. That shot is off. Good work defensively by Morris. And thinking of Lillard, the numbers over his career are incredible.
And Lillard found his strength as a shooter, and boy, did he exploit it. He's been averaging 20 points per game almost his entire career, and he's kept adding to his game as one of the elite players in our league.
For the Trailblazers, Yusuf Nurkic, he's checked in for Enes Kanter. Robert Covington comes in for Anthony, and it's Powell in for Derek Jones. Lillard fires away from way outside. Again, the miss by Lillard.
Well defended that time. He's a shooter that the D has to close down on quickly when he's ready to pull the trigger. And the rebound battle split evenly thus far.
Out to the right wing. Shoots a 3. Morris with the rebound. And Morris has got the ball here for Los Angeles. They trail by 3, and Morris throws it down.
You really admire how fierce Morris is on the glass. He never gives up on keeping the next possession alive.
Lillard attacking, and the basket is good.
Oh, don't forget about this fella for a second. He is the definition of dangerous.
Rondo kicks to Morris. Outside, George. There's 21 seconds left in the first half.
They're consistently finding ways to get the ball inside and taking full advantage.
And an intentional foul right there. Portland's gone 1 of 6 from three-point land in the second quarter. Less than 20%, but they've continued to let them fly. Now here's McCollum. He's got 5. Uses the glass to finish the layup. McCollum's got 7 points.
Always good to see solid interior work by McCollum. I mean, he might earn himself some extra space on his outside jumpers when he gets inside points like this.
And that's it for the first half of action. What's been a very close game here.
Kevin, thanks.
Okay, David, much appreciated. And now time for halftime, so we'll be back in just...
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey again, everybody. I'm Ernie Jones. After 2 quarters, it's Portland out in front. They have a narrow 3-point lead. And that...
Second half of basketball upon us. We may be in for an exciting finish based on how close of a game it's been so far. Paul George really making a difference here.
And he was an absolute monster on the offensive glass in that first half. I don't know how you slow him down.
Yeah, you must try to match his energy level first and foremost. But right now, he's just out hustling guys to the ball.
Well, we've got a moment left up the floor. Brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up for the second half. So for the Clippers right now, they've got Batum. Rajon Rondo is out there with Paul George. Then it's Ivica Zubac. And it's Morris in at the 3 slot. Lillard up top, defended by George. Nurkic the pass to Lillard. Over George, and there's Lillard on the assist by Nurkic. And that's now 10 points for Lillard.
Love how assured Lillard is from this spot. He's a confident shooter, and he likes pulling up from anywhere.
And George gets it to go.
So impressive, the fortitude, the will to battle back, but it did take a lot of energy to get here.
Yeah, true, but we'll see if they can keep forging ahead. For now, you got to give them credit for coming back.
And here we go with Morris running it up the court. Offensive rebound, and George kicks to Rondo. Zubac the pass to Rondo for the lead. Zubac, that's good. And the Clippers lead by 2.
Nice and steady so far in the second half. They're 3 for 4.
Lillard with no one around. And he's good on the 3 ball. Lillard's got 13.
There you go. His first 3-pointer of the night. That should calm him down. Maybe even get him going a little bit.
And they go to the intentional foul. Simons, he's checked in for Portland. But deep 3 from George. For the Clippers, Kawhi Leonard's checked in for Marcus Morris. And Reggie Jackson subbed in for George. And Portland with a change here, too. Anthony's checked in. Zubac kicks to Patterson. Zubac in the post. Working on Nurkic. Zubac no good. The Trailblazers have gone 2 of 4 here to start the second half. Anthony left side. Quick shot there, and it's off target. Jackson finds Leonard. Oh, he blocked it and deflects off the backboard. Pushing it up. That one good for 2. Hey, Greg, you played in a different era of NBA defense. When you look at how defense is played now in the league, how do you feel about it?
You know, Kevin, I think the introduction of the zone, by and large, has been great. You get a lot more switching. And I think it brings more skill into the game. Don't get me wrong. I do miss the physicality that we had back in the 90s. But I tell you what, right now, my body wishes I had the opportunity to play in this era.
I bet it does. Scooped up. Portland moving the ball around. And here's McCollum for 3. Rebound by the Clippers. And here they come. Nice concentration to hit the double clutch layup. Leonard's got his first 2 points.
Not afraid to get physical there. Leonard makes the shot in spite of the contact.
Here's McCollum. Here's Nurkic. That falls. Nice feed that time from McCollum. McCollum's got 5 assists in the game. And so it's Jackson who brings it up for the Los Angeles Clippers. It's a 1-point game. Los Angeles making a switch here. Kennard's checked in. 1:35 left here in the 3rd quarter. And it's Leonard missing. The shot, no good. So the Trailblazers will take it the other way. Their biggest lead of the game was 9. And Kanter throws it down.
I like to see this. Lillard patient reading the D. He finds the open man.
Los Angeles has gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. And that one goes out of bounds. Pass touch by Lillard. Nicholas Batum. He's checked in for Zubac. Nicholas Batum. Leonard attacking. And good that time.
And he moves so well. When Leonard drives the lane, it's pretty much a guaranteed bucket. Terrific body control, and he plays with the ultimate force.
Jackson against Lillard. Second chance shot. Kanter. And there's the bucket. Staying with it on the offensive glass. Getting it done.
This system is set up perfectly for him today. I mean, it's allowing him to find a lot of good shots.
Outside Leonard. Over Jones. That one's in there. The Trailblazer lead is cut to just one on the basket from Kawhi Leonard.
Talk about someone who knows all the angles. Kawhi on the interior.
Lillard surveying the D. From deep three-point range, it's hauled in by Los Angeles.
He missed that one, but I've seen him drill shots from that distance in warm-up.
Yeah, and I have too, which is why they're okay with it. I'm sure if he gets that kind of look again, he's going to let it fly again.
Jackson drives in. Patterson. And foul on the shot. And here we go with the coach's challenge. Not surprised in a competitive game like this. And he's disputing the personal foul call.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving and how fast the action really is and how hard it can be sometimes, Greg, to make the right call. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. Double checking, and the game continues on.
And as we conclude the third quarter, what a game, neither team giving ground. Trailblazers lead by 3. We'll be back shortly live from Staples Center in downtown Los Angeles. And while we can now, let's take a look at today's State Farm assist of the game.
And he sliced the D wide open with this feed. They had no chance to prevent that basket.
No, that's quick decision making. You see a guy open, you can't hesitate. That's an outstanding play right there.
And it's been a very competitive game so far as we get rolling here in quarter number 4. And on the floor for Portland here in the 4th, Jones is out there with Robert Covington. Then there's Norman Powell. Then it's Damian Lillard, and it's Cantor in at the center position. Lillard, the pass to Cantor. No good on the shot, so Los Angeles will take it the other way. Morris into the lane, and Cantor pulls it down. Cantor's got double-digit rebounds now in the game. Powell, no one around him, and that comes off the assist by Jones.
What a good time for the three-pointer. The fast break had the D scattered all over the place.
From deep, George. They get it back.
Nice tip in there. I mean, he's got like a sixth sense in terms of where the miss is going to go. That is really a talent.
1 minute now into this fourth quarter. And George gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul.
Superb form. Then it has the mid-range shot on lockdown.
And Los Angeles with some changes. Ivica Zubac has checked in for Patrick Patterson. And it's Batum in for Kennard. C.J. McCollum, he's checked in for the Trailblazers. Goes up on the wing. Rebound by the Trailblazers.
And, guys, not sure where his head was on that shot. Not what this offense was designed to create.
Come on, you can't be selfish. You got to be willing to make the next pass. Otherwise, it's just predictable.
Right side, Rondo. Here's George. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. George has got 19 points.
Well, tally up another helper for Rondo. I mean, he just keeps climbing that all-time assistless, incredible career that keeps going.
And Lillard kicks to McCollum. From deep. And there's Lillard. That's good on the assist by McCollum. Lillard's got 5 points in the quarter.
He just exudes a love of the game, guys. You can see it in everything he does. This guy lives and breathes the game.
I mean, having a floor general like Rondo on the court instantly elevates your offense. He does everything he can to bring out the best in his team.
And the Trailblazers making a change here. Nurkic is checked in.
And you look at Robert Covington, first team all-defense in 2018, the kind of versatile stopper that every team in the league could use.
Powell kicks to Lillard. Fires for 3. Good on the triple. Lillard's got 15 points in just the second half.
Yeah, that's 2 straight 3-pointers they've allowed.
And the whistle blows on the backcourt violation. He went over and back. Just under 2.5 minutes gone here in the final quarter. And the pass to McCollum. Back to Lillard. The 3. That falls. Nice feed that time from McCollum. He's got 26. And Covington may be not a star, but he's a winning player. We've seen that.
And the perfect example of that 3-and-D role player can guard 4 or 5 positions and can definitely sling it from outside. And those second chance points really become almost like bonus points when you can get them.
Clippers trail by 11. Pass to Morris. Zubac, the tip in on the offensive rebound.
Oh, how about the deft touch right there, guys?
He just guided that ball back up and in. Just a fingertip touch on the ball. To the middle, stolen by Zubac. Here's George. Count that one. George has got 4 points now in the quarter.
And guys, when George gets cooking, you are in for a long night. He's just fantastic at finding different ways to score.
McCollum dishes to Powell. Back to McCollum. They grab their own miss. Fourth quarter of play, and over 3.5 minutes have gone by. Here's George. Another shot. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. It's going to be on Yusuf Nurkic.
And, you know, you go back to that horrific leg injury in Vegas back in 2014, and Paul George hasn't just made it back to the NBA. He's come back a better player.
1:05 left in the game. Lillard attacking. Nurkic, the pass to Lillard. Can't hit from the elbow.
Yeah, but the hand in the face, it's critical that you contest his shots every time down the floor.
It drops. Oh, and that cuts the lead to just 5.
And guys, George takes pride in hitting big shots. Just get him the ball and let him do his thing.
Kicks it out to McCollum. Portland moving the ball around. Covington dishes to Nurkic. It's not going to go for him. And the Clippers will go the other way with it.
No time to waste on this possession.
Yeah, they got to get into the play fast and execute. It's your only hope.
And guys, George puts pressure on an opponent at both ends of the court. Lockdown D at one, aggressive to get his own at the other. And now you're in a great position thanks to those clutch free throws. One possession game now.
They'll be trying to take as much time off the clock as they can.
Exactly. Expect to see longer possessions from this point on.
Looking to tie it up with a big triple.
Let's see what they run here. This is not the time to panic. Work the offense. And Morris is certainly a clutch player. Demands the ball when the game is on the line.
Now a timeout called by Portland. And now let's present our New Balance Player of the Game, Damian Lillard.
And it's been a ridiculous performance in the best sense possible. I mean, everything about his game has been working. And no matter what they've thrown at him, he's had the answer.
Clutch is Lillard's middle name. Time and time again. This guy comes through for his squad.
And so the big win by Portland in a tight game. This win, such a tremendous emotional boost for him.
Really an accomplishment. And
2K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
Our cameras caught the Clippers arriving at their building and coming through. And with
Kevin, thank you.
Indeed, something special, David. Thanks. Now we'll look at Dallas's starting lineup. Doncic out there with Richardson. Then there's Marjanovic, and there's Porzingis, and it's Finney-Smith in at the 3. And for the Clippers, they've got Batum. Paul George is out there with Rajon Rondo. Then there's Kawhi Leonard, and it's Zubac in at the 5 down low. Here's Marjanovic. No good off the back of the rim. And it's the Clippers' ball. And Greg, Josh Richardson's a terrific ball handler out on the wing who can create for others.
Richardson gets a lot of assists per game at that wing position, not just looking to finish plays, but also to create for others. Very well-rounded threat on the offensive end, and that gives this team another dimension in terms of playmaking.
And so it's the Mavericks getting on the board first. And he comes up with the deuce.
Well, you know, Rondo's a multi-time league assist leader. If you're open, he's getting you the rock.
Doncic against George. And Doncic gets it to go.
He's somebody that's really comfortable carrying the offensive load.
Rondo passes to George. And he buries that one, drilling the rim on the way down.
George is really one of the most amazing players in the league, an all-NBA caliber player, and he's worked tirelessly on his shooting form, and now it's close to perfect.
Now, here's Doncic. Count it.
Boy, he is looking confident. Love how they're using him so far.
And you know what? They're going to keep using him. I mean, he'll be the centerpiece of their offense today. You can bank on that.
Rondo against Doncic. From the line, Rondo's shot is off. Mavericks have gone 3 of 4 from the field to start out the game. Finney-Smith passes to Porzingis. Dallas moving the ball around. Back to Marjanovic. Goes up to the stripe. Offensive rebound. Porzingis on the follow.
Porzingis doing a nice job using that length to clean up the glass nicely.
Richardson against George. He can't get that one, and it's Dallas the other way. And here's the fast break. Richardson leading the way. Passes it to Finney-Smith. Now here's Porzingis. Here's Finney-Smith. 6 on the shot clock. Leonard with the steal. And pushing it up. Here's Los Angeles. Leonard's got the ball and finished off by Leonard.
Yes, and how about the unselfishness? Paul George has no problem sharing the ball.
And the call is going to be, yes, it is, an illegal screen. Greg, who would you choose as the best defenders of the NBA pick and roll?
Oof. That is a tough one. This will surprise some people. Nikola Jokic is one of the better big men defending the pick and roll, in part because of his instincts. You know, he doesn't impress me in terms of his physical attributes, but his mind, the ability to anticipate, having a sense of how perimeter players play the game. He's a guy that's terrific. I'll give you an oldie but goodie in Andre Iguodala. He's still terrific. And I pick bigger guys because you've got to be able to switch that and guard smaller players. And, you know, at the center and the swing position, those are two guys that still are very reliable.
Here's Doncic after the Clippers pick up 2. First quarter of play and just over 3.5 minutes in. George from deep three-point land. It's rebounded by Dallas. Porzingis has got 4 rebounds now tonight. Powell with it. Guarded now by Morris. Brunson the pass to Powell. Back to Brunson. Hardaway finds Brunson. Hardaway with it. From 13, Hardaway controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
Well, I tell you what, energy and activity from Hardaway Jr. there, showing you exactly what it takes to keep plays alive.
Jackson against Brunson. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
Yeah, easy call.
Yeah, you could hear the smack all the way over here where we are.
This is his first free throw of the game.
And you look at his numbers from last year, 89% from the line, so hard to ask for much more than that.
And guys, the numbers don't lie. I mean, he was such a reliable presence at the free throw line all throughout last season.
And the Clippers making a switch here. Man's checked in.
And you don't want to give up that kind of look too often.
On the night, he's gone 2 for 2 at the stripe.
At the line, your Clippers, Kawhi Leonard.
The first free throw is good.
And the soft-spoken Leonard is now an elite talent in this league, an athletic forward who leads by example.
Kennard, he's checked in for Los Angeles.
And what an advantage. You really feel like you can always trust him when he's at the line.
4 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. The wide open look here for Porzingis. The Mavericks keeping it alive. A new 14. Richardson finds Hardaway. Dallas needs to get off a shot. Here's Brunson. Tips it up. He knocks it down, but wait a minute. The officials are getting together. They may want to review this one. And indeed, they're going to look at it again. They need to be certain he beat the buzzer.
And honestly, guys, in real time, I couldn't really see whether he got it off in time. But with the benefit of replay, it seems pretty clear that the clock expired just before the release.
And you know, as a player, you're aware of that clock ticking down on you. But within that last fraction of a second, it's really hard to know when you're focusing on your release and the defenders if you waited just a split second too long.
And it's been a pretty even game here after 1 quarter of play. And guys, what's your take on the Clippers so far?
Well, they used the fast break to generate some easy buckets before the defense could get set.
And, you know, for them, guys, it's all about tempo. Keep the pressure on and do so as much as possible.
On the floor for Dallas, J.J. Redick is out there with Richardson. Then there's Tim Hardaway Jr. Then there's Dwight Powell. And it's Cauley Stein in at the center, filling out the middle.
Boy, they dodged one there, guys. I mean, he got the wide open look that he wanted, just didn't knock it down.
And Kawhi Leonard with the slam.
And Leonard enjoys jamming it home. Got to keep him as far away from the hoop as possible.
They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
Here's Richardson. Dallas, no good that time either.
You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of space, but he just, let's face it, he whiffs on that.
Jackson passes to Mann. And the rebound goes to the Mavericks.
You look at him, and he's a little hit and miss from there, even without a defender in his face. No guarantee.
That one drops for him.
Boy, you got to love seeing Powell attack. I mean, an agile big guy who gets it to the cup in a hurry.
Outside Jackson. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. It's going to go on Willie Cauley-Stein. And a moment now to quickly take a look at the offensive approach for Los Angeles.
They've made the commitment to get out and run, and it's paid off with some highlight reel plays in transition.
You know, another factor in their offense so far has been their ability to convert and score off turnovers.
Marjanovic checked in for Dallas. Dorian Finney-Smith comes in for Hardaway. And Redick kicks to Richardson. No good on the triple.
That's a look you cannot pass up. It's also one you shouldn't miss.
And that one drops for him. Jackson's got the lead up to 6 now for the Clippers.
He uses the threat of his drive to open up looks for him offensively. Jackson is one smart cookie.
Richardson against Rondo. Pass to Finney-Smith. Back to Richardson. Inside. And Cauley-Stein with the basket on the assist by Richardson. Cauley-Stein's got his first points of the game. And so it's Rondo bringing it up for the Clippers. Kicks it to Jackson. And the foul is called. He intentionally grabbed him there for some reason. I don't know.
Kevin, all I can think of is that he's trying to slow the game down a little bit.
Right.
That's a stretch, though. Definitely a strange move
on his part.
Catching up on the changes for Los Angeles. Marcus Morris is checked in for Luke Kennard. And George is subbed in for Jackson.
Boy, and shooting does not get any prettier than that. Reddick sensing separation and taking advantage beautifully.
Rondo passes to Zubac. Outside for George. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. Greg, you and I have talked about how the NBA Finals used to be tape delayed. What's the value of fans getting to see the broadcast live now as opposed to tape delayed as it was back in the 70s?
Isn't that weird to even think that that's the case?
I know it.
You know, I think, Kev, that the fans, they just feel more connected to their favorite teams and players. It creates more anxiety, right? Because nowadays there's nothing that can happen that you don't know about it, whether you see it or not. So live sports, especially the NBA Finals, the anticipation, that anxiety that we talked about, man, I'm still a fan to this day in a different way. So I can only imagine when you have a personal vested interest in a team, what that's got to feel like.
Edge of your seat, you're right.
And gotta like what they've been doing down low in the post.
I certainly do. You know, I like to see guys do their work inside. Their rebounding has been excellent, and that's always important in a close game.
George with the ball. Now defended by Cauley Stein. Puts it up from 12, and it goes out of bounds. That one off Porzingis.
Great instincts from him to get a hand on that pass and tip it out.
And, you know, even though they didn't come up with the steal, that's still a nice defensive play.
Los Angeles making a switch here. Hands checked in. The Mavericks also with a sub. Marjanovic checked in for Willie Cauley-Stein. George against Doncic.
I love watching Doncic go to work there. Assertiveness is the key, and that's part of why he's so successful.
Here's man, guarded by Doncic. The Mavericks trailing. 7-second difference, shot and game clock. Dallas moving the ball around. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
Clearly a foul.
Yeah, he took a shot there, earned those free throws.
The Mavericks shooting their first free throws of this.
Yeah, a year ago, though, Kevin, 78% conversion rate from the free throw line. So that's a nice all-around effort.
Patrick Patterson, he's checked in for Los Angeles. Kawhi Leonard comes in for Nicholas Batum. Man passes to Morris.
I tell you what, the defense should send Christmas cards for that miss.
Doncic feeling it out. And that one is good.
Boy, it's so impressive you see Doncic at his size handle the ball the way he does. As a defender, he can really put you on your heels.
And a close game so far through the first 2 quarters as we reach halftime.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, welcome back to 2K Sports. The first quarter for the Mavericks was fairly even. They were never able to get the lead above 4. And that's...
And in that first half, we saw a pretty tight battle. We'll soon find out what sort of adjustments were discussed during the half. Paul George really making a difference here.
Man, he's been running wild on him through that first half. Absolute dynamite on offense.
And you know what? I'll be interested to see just how much he's got left in the tank. That first half had to take a lot out of.
Batum is out there with Ivica Zubac. Then it's Rajon Rondo. Then it's Paul George. And it's Leonard in at the small forward position. That's the group starting the second half for Tyronn Lue.
I mean, he makes plays like that in his sleep. The game is just far too easy.
Clippers trail by 5.
And where Finney Smith really made strides last season, his consistency from range.
And you know, Greg, it was really his defense, the work ethic he brings, the effort level. I mean, that's always been there. I watched this kid play in college, and that's always been part of his package. But as an NBA wing, you've got to be able to knock down shots and help space the floor if you want to find your way into the lineup. And to Finney Smith's credit, he's done that and has become a valuable part of the rotation.
2 on the clock. Goes back up. And he sinks that one, hitting the back of the rim on the way in. And it's a 7-point Dallas lead. Here's George. And then George with the jam.
And you know what? For me, these dunks show exactly how great an athlete George is. I mean, sometimes you're surprised that the basket doesn't come down with the force he punches it with.
Just over a minute and a half have passed here in the third quarter. Doncic, and he uses the glass on the layup. Doncic has got the lead up to 7 now for the Mavs.
And giving up some inches inside, but makes up for it with an aggressive style.
Yeah, you know, with that size difference, that's not an easy shot. I mean, I don't care how close to the rim he is, that's a tough shot.
And it's really hard to knock George off his balance. He's just so long and strong. Nice take there.
Doncic dishes to Richardson. Out to Porzingis. On the wing, Doncic. Tries it from 9. Up again. It's hauled in by Zubac. And it's Batum with the ball. Bringing it up for the Los Angeles Clippers. Nailed from three-point land. And now just a 2-point Maverick lead. Mavericks have gone 3 of 5 to start the second half, developing a nice rhythm out there. A little over 2.5 minutes off the clock in this final half of play. Doncic against George. Richardson kicks to Doncic. From the baseline. That one wide left. Los Angeles has gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. And George with the stuff.
And George really good at recognizing his fast break opportunities and torching the defense with his speed and athleticism in transition.
There's a minute 47 left in the third. The pass to Porzingis. Shoots over Batum. That one's off. Still out of sync.
You know, they don't score on that shot, but they're going to be happy with those kinds of possessions.
Porzingis passes to Finney-Smith. To the paint. Here's Marjanovic, and he lays it straight in. And the Mavericks lead by 2.
They didn't have much of a problem getting the ball into the post that time.
The shot by George, wide open. No luck that time on the shot that would have put them on top. For Dallas, they've gone an even 50% from the floor here in the third quarter. 4 of 8. Porzingis passes to Marjanovic. Batum grabs the miss. Fast break points aside, they've had a tough time offensively.
Yeah, trust is what they're missing, guys. You've got to keep moving the ball and shoot with confidence. Ultimately, things will happen well when you play together.
Marjanovic passes to Porzingis. The short one's on the money.
You know, Porzingis is a guy who's used to having to fight his way through the defense, and good balance allowed him to do that there.
They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
And you don't ever want to get into the habit of letting the offense get to the rim.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. I mean, that's the message they were sending with that foul. Nothing easy inside.
Big group substitution here for the Clippers. Patterson, he's checked in for Zubac. Morris comes in for Nicholas Batum. Kennard, he's checked in for Kawhi Leonard. And it's Jackson in for George. Then for the Mavericks, Tim Hardaway Jr.'s checked in for Dorian Finney-Smith. And J.J. Redick is subbed in for Richardson. Got him with the pump fake, but couldn't finish.
Boy, just not scoring with the efficiency he'd like to. Tough quarter for him.
Great teamwork, punctuated by a strong finish.
That is the perfect fast break, guys. Getting a hoop before the defense can get set.
Free throw line jump shot. They get it back. Porzingis. And it is good at the buzzer. Wow.
Resourceful move there, ending the period on a high note.
Nothing like knocking down that last possession of a quarter to give you a little feel-good momentum.
And let's take this opportunity now to show you our State Farm assist of the game.
Yeah, an easy choice tonight. Look at the precision on this pass. Put it on a platter for him.
Served him up a tasty room service dime right there, boy.
And I know I speak for all of us when I say I can't wait to see what kind of finish awaits us here in the fourth quarter. On the court for the Mavericks, we've got Jalen Brunson. Dwight Powell is out there with Willie Cauley-Stein. Then there's Tim Hardaway Jr. And it's Redick in at the 2. Outside, Redick. Pass to Hardaway. To the inside. Powell. Yes, and it's Hardaway picking up the assist. And the Mavericks lead by 3.
Yeah, Powell showing you right there that he can play through contact. Very physical and good concentration, too, to get that up and down.
And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. Tim Hardaway picks one up. Boy, Greg, there is a lot to like offensively for Luke Kennard.
I tell you, he can shoot it. He's a crafty finisher and really improving as a passer. The question mark is the defensive end. 6'5" in height and wingspan, not elite tools, so he's got to get by on his instincts and his anticipation.
Here's Brunson. Here's Redick. That one a little long.
You know what? They're winning, though, despite the fact that he has just been really off.
And for the Mavericks, they're shooting pretty well at 46% from the floor. Cauley-Stein passes to Powell. Outside, Redick. Back to Powell. Feeds it to Cauley-Stein. Good on the shot. 6 points for Willie Cauley-Stein.
They're doing a really good job of getting the ball inside and attacking the paint. That's an area they have completely dominated.
Well, once they recognized the advantage they had inside, it made a lot of sense just to continue to attack that area.
Hardaway goes in. Up top, Powell. And there's the feed to Cauley-Stein. Misses in close.
That is some tough defense there against one of the better finishers in our game.
Here's man. Cauley-Stein grabs the board. Cauley-Stein's got his 4th rebound in this one. Powell down low. Patterson defending. The putback. Great positioning on the putback.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Yeah, I think they've got to ramp up the aggressiveness. If they don't, things are just going to get worse from here.
Jackson. No good from 18. And now they decide to foul intentionally.
Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
Yeah, yeah, completely a brain fade. I don't know where that came from. Just lost sense of time and the situation.
A platoon swap here for the Clippers. And Dallas also making a switch. Doncic is checked in, and Hardaway gets it to go.
Boy, like seeing these passes. Doncic has a keen sense for when one of his guys is open, and he gets it to him on time, on target. That's exactly how you win a rebound battle. Get good position, and then use your strength to hold on to that position.
Rondo against Redick. Passes to Doncic. And that one, good.
And creating a little separation here, gaining some confidence.
Yeah, you get the sense that they're going to start stretching this lead out a little bit.
And J.J. Redick picks up the foul. That's his first foul. Here's Batum. Some nice ball movement by the Clippers. A nice shot by George.
Boy, and George is this aggressive with his offense. It's a sight to behold when he gets rolling. Just get out of the way and let him have the marquee.
Doncic against George. Here's Collins.
Oh, that was worth the price of admission. Oh, here he comes, and there he goes.
Look at him punish that rim.
Boy, the guys on the bench loving every minute of that one.
Now the Mavericks with it. They're on a 12-4 run right now. Powell finds Cauley-Stein. Here's Redick. Now here's Doncic. Just 5 on the clock. Hardaway passes to Pop. Over Batum. Will not go. This is off the front iron. Clippers have gone just 2 of 8 in this fourth quarter. The final quarter not treating them well so far.
And when you leave a man open, Batum finds it. Great feel for the game.
Doncic with it. Outside Hardaway. Back to Doncic. From the stripe. Good, and the assist goes to Hardaway. And the Mavericks lead by 9.
Taking exactly what the defense gives him, Doncic exploiting whatever he sees out there. Does a nice job seeing the game.
Kept alive. Outside for George. For the 3. Hits the three-point bomb.
And because of Paul George's composure and even-keeled nature, his teammates have great trust in him in these situations.
Well, for the Mavericks, they can just run out the clock. From deep three-point range, it's hauled in by Los Angeles.
And that was a little bit of a range check for him.
You know, guys, I think he's got confidence to shoot it from anywhere, but he could have gotten a better one than that.
So we see the Mavericks get the win here. All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. And that'll wrap it up, folks. The view high above our broadcast location tonight, the Staples Center in Los Angeles. And
Kevin, thanks very much.
Sure is. Thanks, DA. Now let's take a look at Denver's opening lineup. Millsap and Jokic, the big man. Will Barton is out there with Murray, and it's Porter in at the small forward position. And for Los Angeles, Rajon Rondo is out there with Paul George. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. Then there's Batum, and it's Zubac in at the center position. Jokic passes to Murray, and it's Murray with the jam.
Yeah, you can't leave people open around Jokic, and the offense is set up to have cutters and movement. They'll take advantage of the defense if they sleep.
And if you're drawing up your starting five for team irrational confidence, Jamal Murray makes a strong case. This guy is fearless.
And Porter, here we go. Zubac kicks to George. From deep. The shot will not fall. And the Nuggets going the other way. And Murray, we know, can be streaky, Greg. Still mid 30% for his career from three-point range.
Of course, the degree of difficulty pretty high on a lot of his shots. Off the bounce with a hand in his face. And he's more than a shooter, a versatile scorer who can get it done in a variety of ways.
Pass to Zubac. That's good, and it's Leonard with the assist.
You know, a lot of times we talk about good passing, but accurate passing is a huge quality of a good pass, and Leonard did it there.
Murray surveying the D. It's Barton on the wing. Down to 5 on the shot clock, and it's Rajon Rondo with the foul. That's his first foul. And in the first, a little over a minute and a half in. Millsap passes to Porter. Here's Jokic. Shot clock at 6. Murray, no good. And the call up against Jokic. That is his first foul of the game. Clippers have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. Outside, George drains the three-pointer.
Like how Paul George right now is reading the defense like a Sunday paper, has a good feel as to when to fire from distance.
Murray kicks to Barton. Feeds it to Porter. Pass to Jokic. Back to Porter. Let's go. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
One thing about Porter Jr. you talk about is consistency, and that is just not on the floor. It's about his health and availability to his team so he can show off the multi-talented game he does have.
Catching up on the changes for Los Angeles. Patterson comes in for Ivica Zubac. And it's Jackson in for Rajon Rondo. Lets it go from 11. The shot, no good. Now the Nuggets take it the other way. Here's Millsap, and it's slammed in by Millsap.
Nice to see Millsap sprint ahead on the fast break and get the easy look at the rim.
Here's George. Barton with the rebound.
His touch has left him in this quarter. Nowhere close to the kind of output they need from him.
Murray finds Barton. Now, here's Jokic. Off to a good start as he hits his first shot attempt. Greg, we know the names of the superstars, but there are players that are just under that category who probably should get a little more recognition.
Hey, Kevin, that's a great point, and I'm going to toot my alma mater's horn a little bit. Christian Wood's a guy that kind of reminds me of that. He's kind of on the come up. How about Devontae Graham, the second rounder back in 2018, but he's showing to be an established young talent in this league, and there are many more guys like that, and they're going to have their opportunity to become household names.
And finished off by Porter.
Oh, that is just unreal. Is this the dunk contest, or are we actually playing a real game?
No, this one counts, Greg. Believe me.
My
with confidence to attempt that alley-oop to himself. From deep, George. It's hauled in by Jokic. Jokic has got 4 rebounds now tonight.
This feels like it's snowballed a little bit on them. The more he tries to shoot his way out of this slump, the the worse it seems to get. They need him to get it together.
And Jokic throws it down.
When you find yourself up double digits in the first quarter, you know you're doing something right.
Well, dominant so far. That's the responsibility of the starters. Now let's see if everybody else who plays in this game makes the same kind of high-level contributions.
A power flush with a long hang on the rim at the end of that.
That could be a catalyst for him. It really could. Murray, no good. Clippers trail by 9. Teardrop shot, and George finishes inside. George has got 7 points.
Paul George can be dangerous out in transition. Great job finishing there.
George against Murray. 23 seconds left in the first quarter, and that's an intentional foul.
Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
Denver with a platoon swap here on the floor. Tries again. McGee's shot is off. Clippers have gone 4 of 10 shooting the ball here in the first quarter. And he's going to get whistled for that foul, G. That was intentional, but not exactly logical.
How about pointless to foul there? I mean, I don't know where his head is, but it's not in the game.
And Denver decides to take their first time out here. There's 14 seconds left to play in the first. Down low. Here's Oturu. McGee with the block. And the Nuggets pushing it up now. Finished off the break.
We wasted absolutely no time getting the ball up the floor. Great instincts in transition.
Here's Jackson. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
And good to see Jackson finish closer in. Not a guard who just chucks up threes. Can find the creases with that handle.
And so it's the Denver Nuggets bringing the quarter to a close with a 7-point lead. A terrific tempo and a great pace. The fast break has been a central part. We recently checked in with Jamal Murray, who discussed the
mentality of how we play, how we move the ball, how unselfish we are, next pass mentality, next man up mentality.
Greg sounds like something a coach would say.
It's probably something his coach has said time and time again, but Murray's really matured into a reliable, sometimes spectacular performer for this team.
And thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we've played through 1 quarter of action so far. And when you consider how Denver is doing, guys, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, in that first period, they looked to push in transition at every opportunity.
It felt like they knew that there were openings in transition and just wanted to keep trying to feed that, get out quick.
We've got Marcus Morris. Also, Ivica Zubac out there. Luke Kennard out there with Rajon Rondo. And it's man in at the 2-guard position. They're the group out there for the Clippers starting the second quarter. Good on that shot. And with that, the Nugget lead is cut down to 5 on the bucket from Zubac. Murray outside. Passes it to Green. And Green slams it in.
And teammates more and more looking for plays from Murray like that.
Here's Rondo. Off target from 3-point range. And Zubac picks up the foul. That'll be his second foul of the game. Let's take another look at the staunch defense during that mobile 1 block.
And they're determined to add to the lead, not with more offense, but with big-time D.
There's the pass to McGee. He dishes it to Gordon. Back to McGee. And he lobs it up toward the rim. No good that time. And Morris has got the ball here for the Clippers. 7-point differential.
And the Croatian big man, Ivica Zubac, a big hip-hop fan. His teammates call him Zupac.
It's amazing that he was traded from the Lakers to the Clippers, so still home games here at Staples Center.
Here's Kennard. Morris with the bucket.
And you see the body control. Morris taking the hit there, but still able to complete the play.
Denver leading by 5. The dish now to Millsap. It's stolen, and the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by Rondo. And Los Angeles with some changes. Patrick Patterson, he's checked in for Zubac, and it's Leonard in for Rajon Rondo. Quarter two, and just under 2.5 minutes gone by. Kicks it to Millsap. No good. That's miss number 2. He's 1 for 3. And here we go with Morris running it up the court. And Leonard gets it to go.
I mean, where is this stuff coming from Kawhi Leonard? What can't he do that time with the floater?
Outside Millsap. Gordon finds Millsap. Falls through. He's now made 2 of 4.
And they've repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid off.
Patterson up top, guarded by McGee. Patterson against McGee. 6 to shoot. Here's Kennard. McGee with the block. And the call will be against Luke Kennard. That's his first foul. The Nuggets leading by 5. And a little under 3.5 minutes elapsed in this second quarter of play. Ball with it. George picks him up. George against Murray. Ball, and the dunk by Ball.
That's just too easy for Ball. Once he gets the right position, his focus there is on the finish.
And here's George. He has 7. He gets that one.
He just takes advantage of the D in a way that very few players playing today can do.
Murray outside. And it's Jokic in the corner. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact. That one on George.
And Jokic carrying that standard for a superstar big man. For your money, though, Bones, is he the best true center in the game?
I don't think he's a true center in the sense, GA, that you can't really go down to the post and have him create his own offense by scoring the basketball. Of course, he's going to create plays for his teammates. I still think AD holds that title right now.
A finish, and Jokic throws it down.
Well, Barton had a good feel about what was happening defensively, and his teammate was wide open.
Jackson passes to Patterson. Back to Jackson. Some nice ball movement by the Clippers. George, no good.
Yeah, we're chipping some orange paint off the rim here, guys. He must be more patient on offense and trying to find ways to penetrate inside and get closer to the rim.
The Nuggets have looked good at the line. They're perfect in 4 attempts.
And like his father, Manu, Ball's combination of size and scoring is very unique. The key for him is just staying healthy.
Here's George. It's going to be out of bounds. Los Angeles will retain possession. So both teams changing it up here. There's 18 seconds left to play in the first half. Pass to Batum. Just 5 to shoot. Out of bounds. Denver takes possession. 8 seconds left in the second quarter. Murray for 3. Here's Jokic.
Well, Paul George showing off his
Thanks for the great interview, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of basketball following.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello, basketball fans. What a pleasure it is to bring you into the 2K studio. What a start for Michael Porter. He had 8 points and 1 rebound. And that does it for our...
And with the second half upon us, we'll find out if this game becomes the route that it's threatening to be. When you look at the balance of power between players and teams, Greg, does it feel like the players now have more say more control than they used to?
No doubt. We're seeing more players demand trades, sign shorter contracts with opt-outs. And the irony of that is, in my era, our best players were fearful for the length of their contracts or the life expectancy of their careers, believe it or not. And these guys today, they understand their value. They know what they bring to the table, and they are utilizing that to the max.
And is that good, Greg, for the game?
I think so. I do think most guys want to win, and they understand that their legacies are going to be defined about whether or not they do.
Second half underway. Here's who Mike Malone's got on the floor. Millsap and Jokic, the big men. Jamal Murray is out there with Will Barton, and it's Porter at the three.
That's just a good-looking shot from Paul George. Gets it right into his shooting pocket and finishes it off with confidence.
To the right side. Here's Jokic. Takes it off the glass. And that's 13 points for Jokic.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
George looking around. Gets the three-pointer to fall. George has got a pair of threes now here in the third for Los Angeles. Campazzo, he's covered by Rondo. The shot off that time. George, no good.
Well, a lot of players in the league are going to make that shot, and for him, it's pretty much automatic. It's a good defensive effort to prevent the layup.
That's 3 of 4 here to start the half.
Clippers trail by 12.
You dig down deep at some of the numbers. Jokic is a much better defender than what he gets credit for. I think we always think about athleticism around rim protection, but sometimes it's just about size and smarts, and he has that.
Campazzo, he's covered by Rondo. Outside, Porter. To the left side wing. The offensive rebound, and it's Millsap with the extra effort. And the Nuggets lead by 12.
Just competing right now. Millsap wanting to make the most out of that possession.
In the corner, George with it. There's the triple. And another three for the Clippers. And Jokic likes physical play. Brent, he embraces the contact.
Well, you look at his physique, and I think he can absorb a lot of what it is that comes his way. But he's comfortable wrestling. He's got brothers. He knows what that's like. And he also loves to mess around with those press conference microphones, as we see.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today? Ending with a basket, coming off a pretty pass.
And here's George for three. Hits it from three-point range. George has got 14 points now in the second half.
This is not a player who likes to be trailing in any game. That lights a fire.
The kick out to Barton. 1:43 left to play here in the third. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points. Barton's got his first 2 points.
And of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is just smash mouth physical basketball, guys.
The shot by George, wide open. No good on the three.
But he's not the guy that you want to give a wide open look from three-point range. They're lucky that that one doesn't cost them.
And now the fast break. George with the ball. And it's sent back by Jokic.
Deceptive reach from Jokic there, swatting that shot away using those long arms.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in crafting this huge lead. Changing ends quickly. He's rewarded with a high percentage look.
Yeah, the defense trying to do their best to slow him down, but when he gets room like that, you got to look out.
Shot is good, and the Nugget lead is cut down to 10 on the bucket from George.
Oh, boy, the touch is coming back here in the second half. Percentages from the field much better than it was at the break.
A platoon swap here for the Clippers. For the Nuggets. There's 49 seconds left in the third. Murray for three. Gordon. And the second chance effort by Gordon. And the Nuggets lead by 12.
Another bucket down low. They've been the aggressors, taking the ball inside and attacking at the rim.
Jackson misses. Nuggets have gone 8 of 13 on shot attempts to begin the second half. The Nuggets have made the most out of their opportunities at the line. They have yet to miss in 7 attempts.
And at the line last season, about 78% as a team. Pretty solid numbers.
At this point, you might as well go ahead and chalk up the points when he's at the free throw line. Pretty much automatic.
3 seconds separate the shot clock and game clock. Beyond the arc. The putback, McGee. Morris with the rebound. 1 second left, and the layup is up and in.
Any possession that ends in a shot from that range after good player and ball movement, that's a good one.
That one doesn't go. And so it's Denver enjoying a 12-point lead as they talk things over during the break. Their strategy. And it's time now to bring you our State Farm assist of the game.
And he sliced the D wide open with this feed. They had no chance to prevent that basket.
That's what great passing will do for you right there, dissecting the defense with that play.
And there may not be a lot of drama down the stretch as we head into the fourth quarter, but stranger things have happened. Patrick Patterson is out there with Morris. Then there's Jackson. Then it's Ivica Zubac. And it's man in at the 2 spot. That's who's out there for the Clippers. Clippers trail by 12. Here's Zubac. Patterson can't get it to go.
And when he's this close, he's got to make it. The defense was pretty good, but just shouldn't miss that.
Murray against Jackson. Looking to get it going. And the call up against Jokic. That'll be his second foul of the game.
And that bucket adds to what has been a big difference in points in the paint between the two teams.
Jackson deciding where to go with it. That 3 off the mark. The Nuggets leading by 14. Murray outside. The putback. It's good on the putback.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Outside Jackson. Lets the 3 fly. It's hauled in by the Nuggets. Gordon with it. Murray outside. Back to Gordon. Shot clock at 5. Oh, he's going up for the alley-oop here. Oh, and they get in the way of the alley-oop. Not to be. Good play defensively. Here's man. McGee with the block. Denver's gotten off to an 0-for-2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. Batum brings the double team. And a bit of a battle here for the ball. The official signals a jump ball here. And here is Los Angeles now. And it's Batum with the ball, bringing it up for the Los Angeles Clippers. Nothing doing offensively yet for them in the fourth.
It's easy to understand why Paul George is one of the top scorers in the league. He can read the defense, he can shoot it, he can get inside, and he's riding the hot streak now.
Murray for 3. The Clippers grab the miss. Zubac has got his 5th rebound right now in the game.
Well, there's more he could have done in this game for sure, but it hasn't kept them from pulling ahead.
Here's George. And Bull pulls it down.
They've shown some strength in the paint today. Their work on the boards has been impressive.
And the slam dunk by McGee.
And how about the communication between teammates on that alley-oop?
And that's what you need to pull that thing off. Now, here's George. Not a lot of room. That's tipped.
And that massive wingspan coming into play there. Ball uses it to perfection to block shots.
A three-pointer, no good. Clippers trail by 16. Here's George. Rebound by the Nuggets. Dozier's got 5 rebounds tonight. For 3, Murray. But they get it back. Bull misses off the left iron. And Los Angeles guys shooting not great, 40% for the game. And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by George. The Nuggets leading by 16. Rondo with the steal. 2-on-1 as they jump out on the break. And Kawhi Leonard with the slam.
Well, sometimes Rondo's a step ahead of everybody, even the coaching staff, especially on defense when he swipes the ball away like that.
Murray for 3. Poked away.
Just not sure if he ran out of energy at halftime or what, but so far just not himself in the second half.
Jokic on top. Zubac defending. Fires from the corner. And another miss by Denver.
He just doesn't look like himself this quarter. Something's missing.
Well, he's missing, and it's starting to affect a little bit in his body language, and you just don't want to see that.
In perimeter scoring, I have to imagine it was a topic of discussion at halftime.
Maybe trying to find a little bit more space and ball movement to get guys open at the three-point line.
Leonard inside, guarded by Porter.
And, you know, as he learns the game at this level, he's going to block more shots. Porter has the length and the ability to move his feet.
And again, Denver no good. And they'd love to cut this deficit down to single digits. Here's George. Had a chance there to cut it to single digits, but it's off target. Martin from outside. He's off on that one. The Clippers go the other way with it.
And I think they realize any hope of a comeback is gone.
Well, realistic at this stage of the game, they're going to lose this one, but will they take something from the loss?
About 3 seconds between shot and game clock. The shot by George, no good. Porter looking it over. Dishes it to Murray. Martin from outside. No good there. So it's the Nuggets winning this one easily. They came in here and took. Thank you, David. Great interview once again. Well, folks, that's good.